Good evening. We're starting in the book of 2 Kings, and we're going to continue with some themes that we've seen over and over again. You'll notice when we first start off, Ahab has died as God predicted, and then they're fighting against Moab. Now, I don't know if you remember or not, but we ran into Moab for the first time back in Genesis. Moab was the son of Lot and one of his daughters, if you remember that experience, after they fled from Sodom and Gomorrah. And so the Israelites that are really fighting against their cousins, and they have been fighting against them for a very long time. We're going to see something really sad about Moab when we get towards the end of this reading. But anyway, chapter 1 starts off with the kings of Israel wanting to decide whether they're going to go up against Moab. So they send their emissaries to go and consult with Beelzebub. Do you remember Beelzebub? Beelzebub, we saw in the book of Mark, is who the scribes and the Pharisees accused Jesus of doing his miraculous signs from. He cast out demons by the power of Beelzebub. Beelzebub was a god of the Philistines because he's asking them to go to Ekron. They bring in the king of Judah, and he says, "Is there not a prophet of the Lord?" And the response is, "Well, yeah, but he's always given us bad advice, so let's not go to him." And he says, "Nope, we need to talk to him." So they go and get Elijah. And Elijah sends someone back. He doesn't even bother to come. He just says, "You'll be fine. Go ahead and do it." Actually, his opening comment is there no God in Israel that you can ask? Why do you have to go to someplace else?" And so that makes the king mad. So he sends a captain with 50 men to go get him. And the captain's first response is, "Oh, man of God," to which Elijah says, "Well, if I'm a man of God, then may the Lord send down lightning and consume you and your men." And he does, and makes the king mad. He sends another captain and 50 men, and same thing happens the third time. He sends a captain and 50 men. The third captain's a lot smarter. He says, "Oh, man of God, don't take my life for this. I'm just here on a job." And so he sends back and tells him the same thing, and then it ends. So take a look at that. Chapter 2 is a famous story. We have Elijah getting ready to be taken into heaven. Elijah's an old man. Elisha is going to be the one that comes after him, takes his role. Elisha is trying to make sure he stays very close to Elijah. It's interesting, if you remember in the previous few chapters in 1 Kings, there's this prophet who is told to go do something. He doesn't do it, and he ends up dying. Elijah keeps trying. I don't know why exactly, but Elijah keeps telling Elisha, don't stay with me. Go do this, or I've got to go here. You stay there. And Elisha continually says, "No, I'm coming with you. No, I'm coming with you." And it's very important to realize that once you have a calling from the Lord, then you just call. You just do it. You don't change the plan as you go along. It's an interesting reading. There is a curious thing that happens. They cross the Jordan, and the way Elijah crosses the Jordan, he rolls up his coat and he hits the water, and the waters part. And so now this is the third time that we've seen the waters part in these stories. And so they go across, the chariot comes, Elijah drops his coat onto Elisha. Elisha has his coat, he rolls up his coat, and he hits the water, and he walks back across. That's the fourth time. And then we see Elisha performing his first miracle, the healing of some poisoned water. I've got to look this up. I didn't look it up before this video, but I believe Elijah performed 7 miracles. And I believe Elisha performs 14 miracles, because remember, Elisha said, "I want a double portion in Elijah of your spirit," and Elijah said, "It's not mine to give." And so they do that. And then finally you get down to chapter 3, and we've got Moab again. We're going to fight off against Moab. And the only thing I want you to notice there, the Lord intervenes. The Lord provides them water in a dry land and all that. But in verse 27 of chapter 3, talking about the king of Moab, it says, "Then he took his firstborn son, who was to succeed him as king, and offered him as a sacrifice on the city wall." Now, we know about the detestable things of the Canaanites, and child sacrifice is usually what that's talking about, but to the best of my recollection, this is the first time we've actually seen one of the Canaanite kings offer a child, and it is offering of a firstborn son to try to save him. So we have a little foreshadowing of Jesus. I hope you enjoy the reading, and we will talk again tomorrow. Have a good night.